Kevin, you got me? Yeah. I like this microphone. All right. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, thanks. I know that was Justin. I recognize that. Woo, anywhere. So welcome to the Resnick Academic Sports Center and the Athletics Graduation Celebration Reception. We welcome you. I am Tara Evans. I'm the director of the Resnick Center. I've been at Temple since 2013-14 and took over as director in the fall. But I do want to give a nod to Justin Miller over there in the corner, who headed up the center for many years and transitioned to a new role. But I just wanted to recognize him as he was up here at the helm for many years. So I'm so thrilled to be here this evening to celebrate the class of 2023, baby. Yeah, congratulations, guys. So we have a brief program. I'm gonna say a couple words, and then I'm gonna have our Associate Director of Development Operations, Dave Gerson's gonna come up here and say a few things. Vice Provost and Faculty Affairs, as well as Faculty Athletic Rep, you got a long title there, Jeremy. Dr. Jeremy Jordan's gonna come and say a few words. Vice President and Director of Athletics, Arthur Johnson, will come and speak. And then we have 3 graduating student athletes that will come and say a few words as well, which is always a highlight, so we look forward to that. So before I have Jeremy come up here, I'm gonna say a couple of things that I've prepared. So it's been a marathon, not a sprint, right? So excited to be here, but you guys did it. You're at the end, the home stretch. Okay, you still have final exams to go, so not quite there, but almost there. So this next week is gonna be filled with celebration, memories, tears, maybe a little anxiety about next steps in the unknown. But most importantly, you should be proud of all you've accomplished during your time at Temple University. This is an opportunity for us to celebrate you, but also an opportunity to thank those that helped you through this journey. We always say that it's a village, and there's been a lot of people that go into supporting everything that you do. And so I want to take a moment just to talk about that and recognize those people. So it's an opportunity to show gratitude for the village of people that supported you these past 4 years throughout your journey. Some of these people you know, and some you may not know. And some will impact you forever. You know, you'll always remember some of these people that made an impact on your life. So for everybody in athletics and academics, so head coaches, assistant coaches, development, sport administrators, I have a lot of listing out here, marketing, business office, compliance and student athlete affairs, our faculty athletic representative, the Resnick Center, I know you guys are over there by the partition. Stand up and recognize everybody in this room. There's a lot of people in this room right now. Maybe stand up, you might already be standing in the back. But just to give them a round of applause for all the things that they were doing to support you. And again, this is your network too. I'm going to give a nod to Alyssa, who heads up our career and leadership development. But build your network, stay connected with not only the student athletes that are in this room, but also the coaches, the assistant coaches, the sport administrators. They're very important, and they will always be here to support you, and I'll touch on that in the end. And so to the parents, guardians, aunts, uncles, family, and friends, we can't express the gratitude that we have. Thank you for allowing Temple University to be part of your life. Thank you for helping your students throughout their time at Temple. Thank you for your support, your generosity, your understanding, your patience, and everything you've done. Words can't express the gratitude that we feel for everything that you've done to support the students. And another round of applause, I think that is in order, definitely for all your family members and support that are here. So thank you for giving us the privilege to work with these young men and women and to get to know them during this time. So round of applause for definitely your family members. And so now to the graduates, right, the most important piece. We appreciate all that you have done to be an ambassador and a representative of Temple University. That's huge. We asked a lot of you. You had to manage early morning workouts, study hall, tutoring, career workshops, open houses, leadership academy, learning support meetings, lift, rehab, treatment, more treatment, more treatment. I heard that a lot in my office. Awards, banquets, NIL workshops, community service projects, SAC meetings, and the list goes on and on, right? It's a lot. I probably didn't even touch on all the things that you've been involved in. Maybe you went to Rome, maybe you went to Japan, maybe you went to Europe, maybe you traveled internationally and represented your sport abroad. And your sport, or you were part of a student organization. ROTC is another one. Or you had a prestigious internship, or maybe you devoted all of your energy and effort and time to your sport. And you might have an opportunity to play at the next level here, which is really exciting. So the list goes on and on of things that you have been involved in and done. And I'm sure I forgot a few things, because I know, again, you guys are busy and we ask a lot of you. The organization, time management, communication, team player mentality, leadership skills, interpersonal skills, and much more. Again, we could list all those things off that you guys have gained from the past 4, 5, 6 years. Continue to shape your life and positively impact you as you transition to the next phase. And about those next steps, you don't have to know where the path will lead you next. Not everybody in this room, especially me, knew what the future held when you were 21, 22, 23. But please know that you'll figure it out. You'll take the right path. You'll take the one that you are meant to take. The future is bright, the opportunities are endless, and we look forward to following along as you head into the next part of your journey. It will be rewarding, exciting, scary at times for sure, but it'll be fruitful. And as you take those next steps, please know that we are still here. We are always here to support you and help you navigate through the turns, the changes, the ups and downs, because those will happen. But we're here to support you. Know that always. I think you'll hear that echoed throughout the night. And so once an owl, always an owl, as we say, and how we end all of our meetings quite frequently is Go Owls. So congratulations, graduate Go Owls. So next, I'm going to introduce Dr. Jeremy Jordan, who is the Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs and the NCAA Faculty Athletic Representative, to come up here and say a few words. Dr. Jordan, where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, watch out.
Thanks, Tara. I promise I'll be brief. That's not usually something faculty are known for, but I promise tonight to keep my remarks to a minimum. I also want to acknowledge the Resnick Center and the work that they do. It's one of the best groups in terms of academic support and just people in general, but it's one of the best groups in terms of what they do. So make sure tonight you have an opportunity to thank them. Tara and her leadership, Dr. Jody Levine-Lofgraven, who works in the provost office and has oversight of the center, and obviously Justin and the foundation that he built there. But it's a great team, and they work really hard to support the student athletes as they progress through their academic journey. I do bring greetings on behalf of Acting President Joanne Epps and Provost Gregory Mandel. As you would imagine, there's a lot of graduation receptions right now, so we kind of divide and conquer and go to all the different ones so we have representation, but they wanted to make sure that I shared my well wishes with you and congratulations and thank you for all that you do for Temple University. As I was sitting there listening to Tara, I realized that this year marks the 30th year since I graduated from college, and so that's a bit of a kick in the pants, but it does let you know that this goes by really quickly. So I have 3 things I want to share with you tonight, and then we'll move this program along. Number 1 is really enjoy the next few days. Get through finals. If you don't have finals, I don't want to know, but get through finals and make sure that you enjoy the time with your family and celebrating all that you've had to accomplish. It's a significant thing that's happening for you. Graduating from college is not something that everyone does, and it takes a lot of sacrifice on behalf of you and your parents and the people that support you. So I really hope you take a moment to reflect, to think about where you were, when you started, and where you're at now and all that you've accomplished, because it's really, it's quite impressive, and we are thankful that we've been able to be a part of it. The second thing I want to let you know, and sometimes when people speak at these things, you think through what can I say that's going to be impactful, what's going to stick and kind of get you through the tough days down the road. And potentially I'm not going to say any of those things, but I'm going to try to share a couple of things with you. What I want you to understand is that the experiences and the knowledge and the things that you've done here at Temple University, and specifically as a student athlete, have prepared you. You are ready for this next step. And you may feel that right now, or you may feel completely opposite of that you're not sure what's going to happen after graduation and what's next. But you are ready, and you have to trust us to know that you are ready. There's going to be great days out there when you feel like you're on top of it, everything's clicking, and you can reflect on, well, yeah, you know, I had some good experiences in training at Temple. And there's going to be days where things just don't work out at all. And you get home at the end of the night and you're just like, what happened? I really did not do anything well today or accomplish what I needed to do. In both scenarios, know that you have the skills, you have the qualifications, you have the ability to be successful. You are destined for success. You have already experienced success. So just have faith in yourself, because we have faith in you that you're going to accomplish great things. And the last thing is family. We talk a lot about family around here, right? Always, once an owl, always an owl. You always will have a home here. You will always have a support system here. Whether it's 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now, or 20 years from now, this is your home. We are here, or whoever comes after us, to continue to support you as you continue on your journey and do all the things that you want to do and accomplish all the things that you're destined to do. So please know that we are so thankful that you and your family trusted us to be part of this experience. We're excited about what's next. Enjoy the next few days, and thank you again for all that you do for Temple University. I'd now like to welcome Dave Gerson, who's the Associate Director of Development Operations here at Temple University. Dave, come on up.
Thank you, Dr. Jordan. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me tonight. I'd like to, first off, congratulate each and every one of you. It never gets old. What an accomplishment. What you've done here over the last 3+ years to excel in the classroom and also excel in a student athlete, in a sport, or as a Spirit Squad member. Give it up for yourselves again, please. So you're nearly across another significant finish line. However, the lifelong race is only beginning. I'm here to talk to you a bit more about your legacy and how Temple is a part of your journey well beyond your years here on campus. For those of you who are unfamiliar with myself and my role, my name is Dave Gerson, as mentioned, and I myself am a 2-time Temple alum. I have the privilege of working in the OWL Club, which is the fundraising arm of Temple Athletics. Our role is to support the student-athlete experience in a multitude of ways. The OWL Club is a membership group that affords benefits to alumni, fans, and friends who support our athletics programs. Over 1,500 members make up varying contributions to support your holistic experience here at Temple. Within the OWL Club, however, exists the T Club, which everyone in this room falls into this category. The T Club is for our former student athletes, Spirit Squad, support staff, and marching band members. The goal of the T Club is to heighten and strengthen the community beyond your time here at Temple University. The T Club offers a multitude of incentives for you all as former student athletes and Spirit Squad members to come back and be a part of Temple, come back to campus for sporting events, participate in networking opportunities, stay engaged and aware of what's happening in athletics, and to pay it forward, certainly, to all the student athletes and Spirit Squad members who follow you. We brought this initiative back in late August of last year, and we're closing in on nearly 600 members already. I'm pleased to announce tonight that we are extending to each and every one of you here a complimentary first year in the T Club. In front of you, you may have already found this year's membership card and our signature lapel pin. We're proud to have you join hundreds of other Temple Athletics alumni in carrying your passion, pride, and service along with you to your soon-to-be alma mater. I encourage each and every one of you to stay engaged and involved beyond the time you turn your tassel in the coming days. Pay it forward to the next group of Temple Owls who wear the same logo and same six letters across their uniforms as you did. This is your home, always and forever. Your legacies go way beyond the field of competition, the classroom walls, and your years here as mentioned on campus. You are arguably the most passionate and dedicated extension of Temple that exists. Once you're one of us, you're always one of us, it's true. Welcome to the T Club and congratulations on your outstanding achievement. And go Owls. So I'd like to go ahead and introduce up after me our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Arthur Johnson.
All right, thank you, Dave. I hope everyone's doing well. This is a really special time of year for us. For those of us who work on campuses, it's an opportunity or the time of year to where we get to see and witness incredible celebrations. Celebrations for achievements and to watch you celebrate and enjoy the time with your families. I know it leads to a lot of uncertainty. It leads to a lot of anxiety, but know, as other speakers have said tonight, you are prepared. You're prepared for whatever you want to do next. And when you run into challenges, you've learned to pivot. When you think about what we went through and what you went through with COVID, it's prepared you for anything. When it stops, it starts over. I know that each of your journeys have brought you here on different paths. However, some of you have shared and created some incredible memories together. Do not take those relationships and those memories for granted. Know that some of the relationships you've created will last your entire lifetime. Some of you will disconnect for a while and then you'll pick up again 10 years, 15 years later, and it's as if you've never left, but life continued during that time. So I challenge all of you to hold those relationships and friendships dearly. Also, I want to make sure you thank and acknowledge your parents and your friends and family. So now I know we've acknowledged them, but parents and families, please stand up. As some of you likely know, and while you don't believe it, you do not have better cheerleaders and supporters than that family and support staff who have been with you. They've witnessed the ups and downs. They've been with you through thick and thin, and they will always be with you. So don't forget that even on the days that you might not agree with them, and they might not agree with you. So also, the resident staff has been recognized already, but I want to personally thank them for what they do. And I want to share some numbers with you. So resident staff, I appreciate you. So 123 graduates between fall and spring. GPA of 3.41, 17 masters have been earned. It was 93 this spring semester and 28 back in the fall. 61 different majors. So when you talk about the diversity of the group and the thought process and what you learn, all 18 sports programs, our 2 spirit programs, and then something that's really neat that you all should cherish and remember. You've been exposed to people from all over the world, 15 different countries: Canada, France, Greece, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Jamaica, Morocco, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, United Kingdom, USA, Vietnam, and Zimbabwe. Wow. So think about the opportunities that you have if you travel to any of those countries, some of the relationships that you're going to have. Do not take that for granted or take your time here lightly. Now, I want to challenge all of you to think back to what you have accomplished, the relationships, the lessons, in and outside of the classroom. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the people who helped you along this journey, and there'll be people on this campus. A couple of things I want to remind you of. Many of you have heard this before. I'll challenge you to make sure you compete. Make sure you have courage to make tough decisions. Make sure you care about your community, care about fellow human beings, and care about each other. Know what to do. You're going to have responsibilities that go way beyond you. and your parents can tell you about that. When you have families of your own and you have responsibilities, what do you have to do there? And then don't forget your communities. Take time to give back and go make a difference in your communities. You're prepared for that. As I close, I want to commend and thank you. I want to thank you for your dedication and hard work, for entrusting Temple to get you ready for the world. And I know based on what you've done here, you are ready and you're prepared. You are all ours, and I want you to remember this will always be home. It was said earlier, but you also need to understand that we need you. Your university needs you. When I say you, I speak for the whole university. You need to come back, give back, whether it's time, whether it's talents, come back here to work, or whether it's support financially. But don't come back and don't recognize the campus because you took 10, 15, or 20 years to come back. It will continue to change. Just like life, change is going to take place. But as there are a couple other things that I wanted to remember, I wanted to make sure we covered. The university invests a lot in us in athletics. You give a lot to us as well. So it's a mutual relationship. When I talk about giving back, 10 years from now, there'll be other student athletes who are sitting here, who are competing in your sport, and they're gonna need you. We'll need you in the stands. They'll need you when it's time to find jobs or internships. Be there for them. And as Dave talked about with the T Club, become active and be there. And I'll say, I am extremely proud to be your Vice President and Director of Athletics, and I'm looking forward to watching you grow in the future. And I hope to see you back. And the one thing about us when we're in this business, we have an incredible opportunity when we're around for a long time. Your coaches and the staff who are here and the people you've built relationships with, and even some of your professors, they will always be there for you. So you got to make sure that don't be afraid to reach out. If you need help, you need support, we will be here and we can reach out. But again, enjoy this special time. As Dr. Jordan said, make sure you take time or make time this week to look at the surroundings and think about what you've accomplished, and then know that you're prepared for what's next. And as Tara said, always remember, go Owls. Thank you.
Thanks, Arthur. We thought we'd conclude this evening with having some of your teammates share their experiences and thoughts about their time at Temple. So it's my pleasure to invite up first Sophia Gulati from Women's Track and Field.
Hello, student athletes, family, faculty, and coaches. My name is Sophia Galati, but most of you probably know me as Sojo. I'm honored to be standing here and speaking to all of you tonight. Graduation is a time for reflection and celebration. I'm sure that we can all agree that as student athletes here at Temple, we have had much to celebrate because of the wonderful and unique experiences that we've had for the past 4 or 5 years. As Division I athletes, we have had the privilege and responsibility of representing our school and our respective sports. Wearing cherry and white with Temple spread across our chest is an honor that we have all earned. Having arrived at this moment right now, I thought it was important to reflect on how we all arrived here. After hearing my story, I hope that afterwards you will all reflect on your own and feel very accomplished of everything that you have done that has brought you to this celebration this evening. What many of you may not know is that I never intended to run at the collegiate level. Once I toured Temple as a junior in high school, I knew that this was where I wanted to be. When I started senior year of high school, I thought that I was done with school sports. Not for any particular reason, good or bad, I just felt done. Once I got into Temple as a nursing major, I knew that North Broad was going to be my home for the next 4 years. I was in love with the campus, I loved Philadelphia, and it wasn't too far from home, and I knew in my gut that Temple would prepare me and give me the best experience. In March of my senior year of high school, I was awarded a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship. After accepting the scholarship, I was really locked into Temple, and I couldn't be more excited. But I spoke too soon. I was having a great senior year spring track season, and now I could not imagine being finished with team sports. It wasn't until March or April that I contacted Coach Ford. I emailed him a long list of accolades and credentials that would make me seem qualified to be on Temple's track team. After not hearing back from him immediately, I thought that maybe my track career was coming to an end. Fast forward to my state championship meet in May, I had just won the 300-meter hurdles. Not long after the completion of my race, I saw Coach Ford on the infield, and I quickly ran over to him and introduced myself. After speaking with him, he told me that he needed a hurdler, and I would have a spot on the team for the incoming year. So special thanks to Coach Ford for taking a chance on me and allowing me to be part of this program. Sometimes, the things we think we don't want or need can end up being the very things that change our lives for the better. Being a part of Temple's track team was something I didn't want initially. Running in college was not a priority for me at the age of 17. I thought that pursuing a degree in nursing would be hard enough. And trust me, it was quite challenging. But now, standing here at age 22, I cannot imagine what my Temple experience would have been like if I hadn't been on the team. I will never forget my first run down Broad Street as a freshman. It was one of our preseason captain practices, and I was so nervous to be there. Everyone looked so much older and stronger than me, and not to mention, we were getting honked at and catcalled at every intersection. I didn't even think it was possible to be catcalled by a 6th grader. But after running past the charter school down the street, I had been so caught off guard and realized that catcalling is a normal thing here in Philly, even if it's coming from an 11-year-old. I quickly learned that by going to school here, I had to grow thick skin and always keep my head forward and eyes focused. Another memory I have is from one of our team Thanksgivings. Everyone was in charge of bringing a special dish. I went home that weekend so that my dad could make buffalo chicken dip, and I was so excited to share it with the team. However, when I arrived, my teammates didn't look very pleased at what I brought. They were excited for the mac and cheese and ham, but not my buffalo chicken dip. But I insisted that everyone had to try it before they judged it. And to everyone's surprise, they loved it. It was gone in about 3 minutes, and people were scrambling over the stove just to get some. It was funny watching my teammates argue because some people got more buffalo chicken dip than they did. Since then, the buffalo chicken dip has been a staple team favorite at every team Thanksgiving. I was also able to attend the athletics trip to Barbados this past January. It was an incredible experience, and I learned a lot about the culture there. But as a group, we all decided that what happens in Barbados stays in Barbados. I could stand here all night and talk about more memories I made, but for the sake of time and keeping the speech appropriate, I'll just leave it at that. As Temple athletes, we all know what it takes to succeed. We understand the importance of discipline, hard work, and dedication. We know what it means to push ourselves to the limit, both physically and mentally, in order to achieve our goals. We have all demonstrated exceptional commitment and perseverance. I'm sure we all know by now that success as an athlete is not just about wins and losses. It's about the journey. It's about the relationships we build along the way with our teammates and lessons we learn and the ways in which we grow and develop as people. As we move forward from here, take the lessons you have learned here as Temple athletes and apply them to all aspects of your lives. Whether you continue to pursue athletics or choose a different path, remember that discipline, hard work, and dedication have brought you this far. I also want to say that as we all move forward in our lives and careers, I encourage each and every one of you to keep an open mind and be willing to take chances, even if they don't seem like the perfect fit at first. You never know what you might learn or who you might meet along the way. After all, I didn't think that I would end up on the track team here, but looking back, I could not even imagine what it would have been like without it. And I can see that it has brought me and taught me important skills that have helped me build valuable relationships that I know I will always be able to rely on. Thank you, Temple Athletics, for everything. And to my fellow athletes who I have enjoyed getting to know and spend time with, I wish you all the best of luck with everything, and I know that you will be successful. Go Owls.
Thanks, Sophia. Philly is definitely a special place. It's now my pleasure to welcome Wisdom Corsi to the mic. I got the opportunity to get to know this young man when we traveled to Italy together. And like Barbados, what happened in Italy will stay in Italy. So I'll ask you to refrain from sharing any of those stories. But come on up, Wisdom.
Can everyone hear me? Thanks, Sid. Good evening, everyone. My name is Wisdom Quarshi, and I'm a current senior member of the Temple football team. I remember when I started my journey here as a Temple Owl on June 9th, 2019, 2 days after my high school graduation, moving into Beach and fully embracing the city life. Being young and not knowing much about the city and Temple was the start of a new journey, not just for me, but for all my fellow student athletes. The feeling of proving yourself to yourself from day one that you were meant to be here. As day by day passed, we faced adversity, adjusting to the opportunity we wanted and worked for. Throughout my time here at Temple, I soon discovered I wanted more for myself than being just an athlete, such as being a leader, joining and creating organizations, studying abroad in Italy, going to different conventions around the country, and getting a chance to expand my network. Temple University will forever have a special place in my heart as it helped me develop as a young black man and continue to help me beat the odds. To my fellow student athletes, be proud of this moment as we faced so much and overcame it all. From adjusting to new coaching changes, getting through a pandemic, transitioning from in-person classes to endless Zoom meetings, and seeing social justice movement take place for George Floyd, our time here at Temple was filled with many distractions. Despite this, we continue to keep striving with our goals and stay true to our mission. As all of you go on to do wonderful things in life, always remember your time here at Temple University and what it took for you to keep on going, to accomplish your dreams, to be a student athlete, and most importantly, an owl. Thank you.
Thanks, Wiz, for that. And finally, I'd like to welcome Julia, and I've been practicing this, and I know it's not going to go well, but Stoltzfus? You're so kind. Thank you. From Men's Crew, so thank you for saying that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julia Stoltzfus. You were close. I promise. It's not easy. I'm from Lancaster County, and some of you may know it's called Amish Country. I'm graduating from Temple with a degree in architectural design, and I'm a coxswain on the Men's Crew team. I wanted to start off today by asking, has anyone here ever been bad at something? Has anyone here ever been the worst at something? I stand here before you today and can confidently say I was the worst coxswain on my team my freshman year. And before anyone goes saying, hey, that's not a great way to talk about yourself, let me explain. I walked onto the team having never have done crew in my life. Now, how does someone become a D1 athlete having never competed in the sport? It's quite easy, actually. Essentially, they needed a coxswain, and I had a lot of free time. So I figured, hey, might as well fill time. I definitely underestimated the Monday through Saturday practice and the waking up at 5 a.m. commitment. But I guess freshman year me was really excited to try something new. I was sold the moment I saw the sunrise over the art museum, and if anybody ever wants to see the best view in the city, come to a crew practice, it's breathtaking. So I quickly found out that being a coxswain means you're a leader in your boat and requires confidence and quick decision making, traits I severely lacked, which caused me to make quite a good bit of mistakes. Now, I was never a timid person, but it's hard to lead or be confident when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. A very common thing for a coxswain to do is to switch the pairs. For those of you that don't know, the guys in the boat are numbered 1 through 8, and sometimes the coxswain needs to tell them who is sitting out. What was hard for me was number 8 is sitting in front of me, and so not number 1. And so the entire time, I kept switching up the numbers and saying the wrong pair that needed to sit out. I did it so much that when I finally got it right, the guys all clapped in the boat. Some of those guys that were in that boat are sitting in here today. It was funny for sure, but a little frustrating when you're just starting out. Then, at the beginning of one practice, I almost hit a bridge. And rather than stop the boat from crashing, I completely froze up and had no idea what to do. Thankfully, the coaches were a little more aware than I was and told the rowers to stop rowing and told me that the bridges don't move. Probably the worst mistake I made was my sophomore year. I was taking a boat into the dock after what I thought was a pretty good practice. I had made some good calls and the boat had rowed pretty well. When all of a sudden, I heard the worst screech ever, and I see the bow of my boat rising into the air. I had docked a $40,000 boat literally on the dock. I was so embarrassed and dumbfounded, I wanted to cry. I thought Coach was going to scream at me, but even worse, I got the, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed" talk. I really wanted to quit after that and never show my face in the boathouse again. I'd been coxing for a little over a year, and I was still terrible. But I got over myself and showed up the next day with the goal to 1, never do that again, and 2, find ways to improve every day. One of our values on Temple Crew is excellence in all things, and I took that as being the best you can in all aspects and then striving to be better. Now, becoming a good coxswain didn't happen overnight, but it started with me improving little by little each day. I started setting small goals for myself, like, today I'm going to nail switching the pairs. Now something that was a daunting task is something I can do without even thinking about. I began asking my teammates for advice and feedback because a lot of what makes a good coxswain is knowing what your teammates will respond to. Some of the best advice I would get from guys was when they were brutally honest that my coxswain ability did not meet their expectations for the team, and I still had a long ways to go. But with time, I could get there. I really had to swallow my pride, but I took the criticism again and again, and slowly but surely, I became not just a better coxswain, but one of the coxswains going back and forth between the top 2 boats in our program. By honing my skills and striving for excellence, I have been able to compete against the best schools in the country with kids who have competed at the Olympic level. Some of my own teammates represent the top talent from their countries. A pretty big jump for just finding out about the sport 4 years ago. I have learned and grown so much as both a coxswain and person because of my time on Temple Crew. My team has become like a second family to me, and I'm so happy I stuck with coxing because the friendships I've made I know will last a lifetime. It would have been so easy to quit and say that I'll never be as good as someone with 4 years of high school experiences, but it would have been just an excuse. The confidence I've gained from being on crew and the support I've had from Temple as a school is the reason I'm graduating, having completed 2 summer internships in my field and worked as a research assistant studying the architecture of NASA. My research will be published over the summer, and in one of my papers, I will be a co-author. I'm really proud of myself and the work I've accomplished during my time at Temple. Freshman year me never would have known what I was capable of, but Temple provides its students with the resources to succeed if they are willing to go after it. I say all this because the best life lesson I have gotten in my last 4 years is if you want to do something, don't be afraid to be bad at it. Don't be afraid to be the absolute worst at it, because you simply have that much more room to grow. Don't let the fear of embarrassment hold you back from any opportunity. Instead, be open to vulnerability and ask questions. Having that ambition to learn is something I hope I never lose. By being willing to make mistakes and learn from them, something you were the worst at can easily become the best part of your day and the thing you will carry with you for the rest of your life. Thank you to Temple for all the opportunities over the last 4 years, and thank you to my coaches and teammates for trusting and believing in me. Go Owls.
Thanks, Sophia, Wiz, and Julia for sharing your stories. Sitting there listening to our student athletes talk, you remember what the good thing about your job is and why we all come back every day and do this. It's exciting this time of year, as Arthur talked about, but there's just a little bit of sadness because you've worked with these student athletes for the last 4 or 5, with COVID 6, maybe 7 years for some of them. And to see them grow and excel, it's really an amazing thing to be part of. And so when you get to this point, you're so excited for the future, but you're also know that in a couple of days, you're not going to see them as much. And there'll be a new group that you get to help. But this group will definitely stay in our memories and in our hearts. So I want to thank all of you again for being here this evening. I want to thank the athletic staff and the Wrestling Center for all that you do. You are superstars, you're rock stars to help everyone in this room get to where they want to go. Enjoy the next few days, families and student athletes. Enjoy the time and the experience. And again, go Owls, and congratulations. You don't have to leave, but you can get up and mingle and talk.